Please remain standing for the singing of our national anthem and the Peters Township alma mater, where the words are printed in your program. Mia Ann McFadden will now lead us in the national anthem and the alma mater.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the As friends we gather here to sing to Peters Township high, to honor, love, and loyalty, our pride will never die. Memories of the red and white are in our hearts with you. Peters high, our alma mater, ever faithful and always true.
Please be seated. I'd like to welcome everyone to the commencement ceremonies for the class of 2001 of Peters Township High School. This ceremony is a culmination of many years of hard work, love, and caring by all who have nurtured these young men and women over the years. It's a great honor for me to be part of this most special day. There are some others whom I wish to introduce and recognize who have also had the honor of playing a significant role in the lives of our graduates today. At this time, I would like to take a moment to recognize the faculty and staff members of the Peters Township School District who have come to share this grand affair with all of us today. Would all the members of the Peters Township School District faculty and staff with us today please rise and be recognized? Thank you. Also with us are administrators from elementary, secondary, and central office. Would all school district administrators who are with us today please rise and be recognized? We have 4 young junior class officers who will be our readers today. Frank Howard, Aaron Flanagan, Stephanie Bowen, and Matt Yanchef. Would they please rise and be recognized? This ceremony would not be possible if people didn't share in helping make it happen. There are faculty workers, custodians, secretaries, Mr. Englert and Mrs. Logue Belden, the PTSA and the freshman class and sophomore class officers who have donated a lot of time to honor us today to make this a very special moment. And I would like to personally thank them for all of their efforts. Finally, and most importantly, I'd like to recognize a group of individuals, the Board of Directors of Peters Township School District, who through tireless volunteer hours have made all of this happen, a great education for all of our young people. I'd like if you would hold your applause as I introduce each board member until all have been recognized. Board President, Mrs. Laura Veronese. Vice President, Mr. Dan Zadell. Dr. Mark Bizzotto. Mr. John Culver. Mrs. Terry Hart. Mr. Thomas McMurray. Mr. James O'Kelly. Mrs. Karen Scharf, and Mrs. Elaine Webb, who is in the stands with her family. Would we please give them a round of applause? You will be blessed to hear three wonderful speakers today, and I will introduce them at this time. The president of the senior class will speak first, Matthew Sherwin. Sarah Shu, the student council president, the salutatorian, Namesh Singh, and the valedictorian, Matt Sherwin. At this time, Matthew Sherwin.
Thank you so much, Dr. Hages. The senior class would like to extend our warmest wishes and thanks to everyone in attendance for this consummate day in our lives. In this audience are seated a multitude of Mr. Hollands who have played an opus to our hearts over the last number of years. Teachers, administrators, school board members, parents, grandparents, siblings, friends. You mentors are the ones who have not only made our graduation possible, but who have formed us into the very individuals we are today. Graduates, if there is one thing you do before moving on to the next step in your lives, please take a moment to thank these men and women for their devotion to our upbringing. On this beautiful summer evening, we have been graced by the presence of a group of individuals whose brilliance outshines even that of this glorious day. This shining group of gentlemen and ladies seated to my left are representing the Peters Township High School class of 1951. When they graduated from the hallowed halls of PTHS 50 years ago, the area around here may have looked slightly different than it does today. Where their nostalgia may lie in farm fields and beaten paths, our memories will fall back to rapidly expanding housing plans and Route 19. The world in which they lived, though, was undergoing changes as sweeping as those we see today. On the international scene, where they noted such events as the division of Germany, the testing of atomic bombs, and the Truman Doctrine of containment as true indicators of the escalation of the Cold War between superpowers, we mark the recent meetings between Presidents Bush and Putin and the relative calm between the vast majority of democratic nations as a promising sign for the future of peace. Where they witnessed President Truman stripping General Douglas MacArthur of his command in the Pacific, we have watched Congress impeach our president. Where they watched in amazement as Ed Sullivan hosted the first color television program, we are only beginning to comprehend the ramifications of an information age spawned by technology expanding at a mind-boggling pace. And as a final comparison, students and parents alike were floored by the average price tag associated with 4 years of a college education, a whopping $1,800. Yet as profoundly different the world we have grown up in is from the world of the late 40s, early 50s, the similarities in the lives of the students then and now should provide sound insight for our class. They juggled sports and tests and relationships just as we have. They spent their final days of high school wondering what the world would have in store for them. And they made it. As my friends and I were walking out of the front doors of our school last Tuesday, our last official day, one of them turned around and frantically shouted, "We can't go out there. The real world is out there." Well, class of 2001, these 10 50-year graduates serve as the perfect indicator that not only do we have the ability to go out into the real world, but we have the strength to make it be everything we want it to be. 50 years ago, they stood in our shoes, not entirely sure of what the world had in store for them. Today, they stand before you a proud, honorable group whose accomplishments and deeds speak volumes. I would like to introduce these individuals whose generation paved the way for what we are so fortunate to have at our hands today. Please stand as your name is called, and please hold all applause until the end. Mrs. Mary Jane Patton Anthony. Mrs. Lorraine Cushy Fink. Mrs. Lois Houston Fossbaugh. Mrs. Jane Lachlan Reimers. Mrs. Donna Phillips Ziegler. Mr. James Hodenshield. Mr. Russell Hank. Mr. Ben Randolph. Mr. John Sloniger. And Mr. Charles Telbin. Thank you so much for being in attendance to celebrate our graduation with us.
Shoo, you need to find your focus. A good friend said that to me as she proofread my English paper. Although I tried to develop a thesis, my thoughts and ideas were scattered throughout the paper, confusing not only myself, but the message I was trying to present. As I contemplated how to find this mysterious focus, I came to the conclusion that for the past 4 years, we've been changing and evaluating ourselves, trying to find this focus and sharpen our image of ourselves. For the past few months, we've been bombarded with questions like, where are you going next year? What are your plans? And what will you be doing? The experiences of the past 4 years of high school have been there to guide us to find that focus. Focus is defined as a sharply produced image, a focal point. In other words, to find what is important, to collect our thoughts and dreams and focus on the future. Class of 2001, if I can only offer you one piece of advice, it would be from Greg Anderson, in which he stated, only one thing has to change for us to know happiness in our lives, and that is where we focus our attention. We've come a long way at our time at Peters Township when we first entered as wide-eyed, curious freshmen. What's for lunch was possibly the only choice we had at the middle school, but in the high school we had so many choices. It was often hard to decide what was important and where to concentrate our time and energy. Eventually, we all found our niches and worked to the best of our ability in our roles within clubs, sports, academics, and jobs. Over the next number of years, we will be presented with more opportunities to be involved in than ever in our lives. Taking a single moment to truly manage your time will enable us not only to experience more things, but participate to the best of our ability. In the classroom, we've strived to find focus, especially this year, with so many seniors struggling with distractions, and that pesky disease called senioritis. The lack of concentration was definitely a difficult obstacle for many to overcome, but teachers, administrators, and family often pulled our heads out of the clouds and back into the classroom. Teachers have been there to guide and teach not only about their classes, but about life. Family has always been there to be supportive and tell us what they think is best. And friends are there to help us to find whatever that may be what we're looking for, but often to distract us from that focus too. Each and every one contributes to the next step of our lives and helps us find just what that next step will be. We definitely would not be where we are today without the help of others to keep a sharp image of ourselves, our goals, and our dreams. The cliche is true. It does take a village to raise a child. It has taken many to raise the class of 2001 into mature young adults. Finding our focus is not an event, but a process. Our upbringing in Peters Township has brought us to the path of the lifelong task of finding our focus. Focusing is a difficult but key point to master, and only the most persistent truly master this concept. As we leave here today, we will not have the encouraging hand there to consistently and gently guide us. We will begin the journey of self-motivation and independence. No one will be there to tell us how to budget our time, when to go to class, or what to study. This thought makes one very thankful for our upbringings, to know that we are ready for that independence. Learn to focus. It will get you through the rest of your life. For the more effectively we can focus our own efforts, the more likely we will reach our dreams. Thank you very much.
Einstein once said, "Imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited. Imagination encircles the world." Knowledge is simply the collection of what people have already thought or experienced, while imagination or creativity expands the boundaries of what is known. Creativity is what drives civilization forward. Even so, no one person's creativity is enough. We must all take in the thoughts and ideas of others to best make use of everyone's experiences and imagination. We must all keep an open mind. One might ask, what exactly is the value of open-mindedness? Open-mindedness enriches the journey that is life. Even though every graduating senior here has had a multitude of experiences, ranging from dull to exciting, our personal experience is still only a tiny sliver of the vast store of experience across the world. If a person is narrow-minded, his seeming confidence in his own beliefs stands on shaky ground. However, when a person accepts and contemplates the values and views of others, he examines his own views from multiple perspectives, and he becomes truly confident in his own values and beliefs. Open-mindedness also improves our ways of thinking, from redundant to creative. Creative thought makes life more interesting, and it moves society forward, whereas redundant thought is boring and, well, redundant. Creativity may be difficult to come by in a narrow-minded person, if only because his limitation of outside influences stifles his development of a mental disposition towards new ideas. A person with an open mind constantly exposes himself to new things, each of which may catalyze a new creative thought process. Open-mindedness and creativity are two sides of the same coin. Without creativity, there would be no new thoughts. There would be no reason to be open-minded because we would all think the same way. Without open-mindedness, there would be no outside thoughts to stimulate new ideas. Creativity would be seriously limited, and any creative thoughts that did occur would be lost, as nobody would accept anything new or different. I have been fortunate because I've been raised in an Indian household in Peters Township. It has been relatively easy for me to keep an open mind because I've grown up in two rich yet distinct cultures. What I learned at home sometimes conflicted with what I learned in the community, and I had to look at both sides and decide my own beliefs. Many of us have had similar opportunities to some degree these past 18 years, but almost all of us will have a staggering opportunity the next 4 years. The purpose of college is to further one's formal education, but it can be so much more. We will, for the first time, have almost complete independence. We will move to a new place and experience a new environment. We will encounter so many new people, accompanied by an almost infinite variety of diverse experiences and cultural backgrounds. College need not be merely a time to learn about whatever you may decide to major in, or even a time to party every night, but rather a time to openly and thoughtfully learn about others, and, in so doing, better understand yourself. Today I ask you, the graduating class of 2001, seize this opportunity. Thank you very much.
It was an average day. The sun rose, the world turned, the sun set. But for you, it was different. You had just learned how to tie the bright red laces on your shiny new sneakers. Today was your day to show them off to the world. But you were scared. You looked up into the eyes of your mother, telling her you didn't want to go. But with a tear in the corner of her eye, she said you would, and that you would love it. You turned around, spiffy new backpack on your shoulders, shiny Sesame Street lunchbox at your side, and climbed aboard the huge yellow bus. You peered over the edge of the green seat, not knowing anyone, looked out the window as the bus pulled away, flashed your mom a smile and a tear, and waved. It was an average day. The sun rose, the world turned, the sun set. But for you, it was different. It was the day you tried your hardest to keep your hand steady as you crayoned a portrait of yourself for your mother. Or it was the day you shared your first smile with your new best friend. It was the first day the high school towered over you, and the students there appeared incredibly older and wiser than you. It was the day you made the connection that your college applications do not have the names of the same schools as those of your friends. Today is an average day. The sun rose, the world turns, the sun will set. But for you, Peters Township class of 2001, it is different. For as wonderful as our last 18 years together have been, today is our day, our beginning, our commencement. Peters Township has imbued us with the foundation necessary to take the first steps down what we hope to be a long, fruitful journey. We have come far, and countless individuals have touched our lives in more ways than they know, slowly molding us into the mature young adults seated in this stadium today. But now is when the steering wheel is handed over to us. The decisions made about the ideas we follow, the lives we lead, the people we are ours. The growth of our minds and our persona never end. But starting today, we are the ones who determine the extent and direction of that growth. There is no doubt in my mind that seated among this group of 275 are the most talented, most driven, most respectable students in this great nation. We have proven ourselves in the classroom, on the field, on the stage, in the community, and at most any other venue conceivable. Today is most surely a day to laud our accomplishments. But even more importantly, it is a day to celebrate our dreams. Our generation, living in our time, has been granted the most fortunate opportunity and blessing to dream. Never before in the history of man have so many options, so many ways to be what we want to be or do what we want to do been available. Celebrated African-American poet Langston Hughes pleads, "Hold fast to dreams. For when dreams go, life is a barren field frozen in snow." When we return for our 50-year graduation, as these ladies and gentlemen have, what do we want to announce to the world that we have done? Find your passion. You only have one chance to do it. Live your dream. Today is the day to make the conscious decision of taking concrete steps to achieve your goals. Along this difficult road to achievement, though, we must not forget an even more important pillar: influence. Every day as you open your eyes, myriad individuals look to you for guidance, support, and strength. The power of the individual has no limitations. In these regards, we must mark well the words of Albert Einstein when he advised, "Try not to be a man of success, but rather, try to become a man of value." No man is more admired than he who lets the substance of his soul, the depth of his demeanor, speak for itself. It is for this reason as well that along our path to our dreams, we must take heed of our social conscience, bearing true the words of controversial Spanish poet Federico Garcia Lorca. El que nada en agua luce no tiene idea de la sed. He who swims in sweet waters has no idea of thirst. We have undoubtedly been blessed with the sweetest of waters growing up in this nation, this community. Let us remember that our world is home to billions who could only dream of what we have been so fortunate to experience in the past and will experience most especially over the next 4 years. Let us make the commitment to bettering the world for all. In the meantime, do me this favor. Take one long look at those 4 numbers painted on the bleachers behind me. Now take an even deeper look into the eyes of 275 of your closest friends in the entire world. Friends and family, these young men and women are the first class of a millennium to be written by us. We are the class who will write our future. We are the class of 2001. The circle of life, the wheel of time, is slowly making its turns. And now it is time to move on. Dream big, but be wary of saying, "I know I will be happy when I can just ... Today is the day you make the decision to live your life. Because as you receive that diploma, it's your choice. As you slide that tassel from right to left, it's your life. But the very second you throw your cap into the collage of red and white, every last moment of time you have, you can use to influence, to help, to make a difference in someone's life. Let's change the world. Thank you.
At this time in the ceremony, it's my duty as the principal of Peters Township High School to certify that each member of the graduating class of 2001 have successfully completed and fulfilled the requirements for graduation set forth by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and the Board of School Directors of Peters Township School District. It's now my highest honor to present to the students, guests, families, and friends the President of the Peters Township School Board, Mrs. Laura Veronese.
Thank you, Dr. Hages. Dr. Kirk, Dr. David Perry, Central Office Administration, all building administrators and staff, 50-year graduate honored guests, families and friends of our 2001 student class and class of 2001. To laugh often and much, to win the respect of intelligent people and the affection of children, to earn the appreciation of honest critics and endure the betrayal of false friends, to appreciate beauty, to find the best in others, to leave the world a bit better, whether by a healthy child, a garden patch, or a redeemed social condition, to know even one life has breathed easier because you have lived. This is to have succeeded. Simple words with profound meaning by Ralph Waldo Emerson. Class of 2001, your graduation day is a credit to your effort, the love and support of your parents and extended family, and the skill and dedication of your teachers. Each of you is a success story. You've learned much, and yet there is much more to learn. There are some things that only life can teach you. What does success mean? What if you fail? How can you reach for one and avoid the other? I would like to share a few things that you may want to consider. First, setbacks are pretty much a certainty. They will probably happen several times during your life. If your goal is to avoid failing, let me tell you a few sure ways to invite it. Walk on others as you climb the ladder, but remember, you're likely to see them on the way back down. Never admit your mistakes, but remember, people who don't admit their mistakes are both immature and insecure. Be self-centered and inconsiderate of others, but remember, this is not your world. It is yours to share. Believe that good ethics, honesty, and being a team player applies only to others. Remember that you will eventually find yourself alone on an island, or worse, in the company of people just like you. On the brighter side, success is what you have been working towards for the past 12 or 13 years. Here are some ways to invite success. As you build your life, follow the rule of the farm. You can't plant today and harvest tomorrow. The soil must be tilled and made ready. The seeds must be sown, fertilized, watered, and nurtured. Only then will the crop you harvest be plentiful. Aim high, Class 2001. Dream big dreams, but remember always to help those closest to you. Your brother, who could use a hand moving into his new home. Your grandparents, who could use some company, and an elderly neighbor who might need a ride to the grocery store. Always do what is right. Take a look in the mirror when you are about to compromise your values. Your conscience will be looking back at you. Don't take life too personally. If your boss criticizes your report, don't take it personally. Instead, find out what is needed to make it more acceptable. And if your girlfriend laughs at your tie, find another tie, or maybe another girlfriend. If you take on the world with this attitude, when bad things do happen, you will be less likely to waste your time and energy with thoughts of, why me? And last, live a good, honorable life. Then when you get older and think back, you get to enjoy it the second time. On behalf of the Peters Township School Board, I extend congratulations and best wishes to the class of 2001.
Anthony Nicholas Alexander. Orphalina. Michael James Brooks. Derek Martin Brown. Austin David Burke. James Byers Jr. Justin York Cameron. James David Carmichael. Richard Alfonso Carrillo. Shane Paul Cashdollar. Richard W. Catania II. James Russell Cristoforetti. Stephen Michael Christopher. Brandon Michael Church.
Samantha Elizabeth Bear. Melissa Catherine Bancroft. Elizabeth Ann Beasley. Lindsay Claire Belts. Jessica Lee Bame. Julie Ann Bokenkamp. Amy Lynn Caliguari. Emily Ruth Caudle. Kristen Lee Selko. Ashley L. Clark. Amy Lynn Caulfield. Tiffany Lee Corbett. Sarah Bethany Correll. Jessica Marie Cortez. Rachel Ann Courtney. Melody Ann Davidic. Jody A. Del Buso. Jamie L. Delory. Dana Lynn Dermata.
Jeremy David Clark. Jacob Robert Clark. Jared Paul Collette. Aaron Stark Coltrane. Patrick James Cooper. Brandon Garrick Dahlberger. Scott Michael Dom. Matthew Kent Dyka. John Michael Deitzer. Ross Andrew DeFalla. Jason D. Dunn. Joseph Wayne Easton Jr. Michael Patrick Edmonds. Nicholas James Eisel. Christopher Amra Elnahal. Corey Joseph Eld. Nathan Jess Evangelista. Michael David Fitzgerald. Stephen James Forbrick. And Alexander Joseph Fraioli.
Laura Lynn DeBias. Kira Lindsay Dietz. Carrie Lynn Donalo. Michelle Mary Echo. Stacy Dawn Eith. Laura Lynn Farnham. Amelia Ann Fatigatti. Holly Renee Fouts. Sarah Colleen Fraley. Emily Catherine Furdy. Tiffany Mary Gattano. Emily May Garrett. Kristen Ann George. Nicole Lee Gill. Robin Kimberly Glasser. Martha Ann Goring. Etta Lee Grubbs. Megan Mary Guidi. Katie Lynn Hart. Juliana Grace Hauser.
Michael Scott Friedman. Devin Andrew Gardner. Craig Allen Gessler. Robert Allen Graybill. Matthew Ryan Greenlee. Sean Michael Grzeka. Paul Michael Guzan. Kurt Walker Hahn. Robert John Hamilton. John Patrick Hansen. Brian Michael Hast. Mark Stephen Haydock II. Christopher Michael Heffron. Jeffrey Neal High School Jr. Ryan Michael Helbling. Kenneth Michael Helfrich. Joshua Michael Henning. Michael John Harold. Austin William Herzing. Thomas Francis Higgins.
Jenny J. Hoffman. Melissa Ann Hoffman. Laura Elizabeth Homan. Rachel Marie Hollett. Yin Yin Hu. Kelly Marie Jarman. Julia Ann Johns. Amanda Jurek. Sanal A. Kamkar. Jamie Lynn Sue Kennel. Bryn Ann Karen. Susan Elizabeth Kiselich. Ashley Lauren Kittredge. Stephanie Ann Nicole Klassen. Carrie Lynn Cronenberger. Sarah Ann Kruger. Amanda Ray Kruger. Morgan Ray Kubrick. Rebecca Ann Lang. Kara Beth Lazaro.
David Matthew Hopper. Kevin John Hospodar. Joseph Claprambill James. Jeffrey Junstrom. Robert Joseph Kazarowski. James C. Kale. David Harrison Kaminer. William Thomas Kaufman. Aaron Philip Keene. Brandon Michael Kelly. Jeffrey David King. Robert Scott Klein. Ronald Arthur Koenig III. Mohan Kadapali. Eric W. Kraling. Victor John Kubaini. Matthew Kalzer. Christopher Ryan Lanks. Bradley James Lewis. And Jason Allen Little.
Stacy Lynn Little. Ashley Ann Lockman. Megan Lee Maracini. Deanna Marie Marutz. Cheryl Marie Maurer. Ginger Patricia McCall. Ashley Gail McCloskey. Mia Ann McFadden. Jacqueline M. McMiniman. Melissa Ann McMurray. Emily Ann Minchinsky. Lisette Mary Miskis. Anne Margaret Merkin. Erin Constance Murphy. Amber Lee Murray. Lauren Nicole Muse. Elizabeth A. Nassif. Erin Elizabeth Noon. Nicole Mary O'Connor. Carrie Melissa Olchog.
Timothy Michael Legman. Matthew Wilbert Linneman. Andrew J. Long. Jesse Burnett Long. Christopher George Luce. Thomas Robert Lulich. Jason K. Macrinos. Robert J. Manchas. Ryan Daniel Mangan. Sean Michael Mannion. Shay Robert Marshall. Zachary Paul McGrath. Stefan Friedrich Meyer. Bradley Allen Musey. Jesse Mickick. Kurt Jeffrey Miniger. James Edward Mitchell II. Benjamin Montgomery. Derek George Mullen. Greg William Nardine.
Chelsea Lynn Pico. Valerie Lynn Pager. Jacqueline Crystal Pike. Janine Michelle Rechtenwald. Carrie Ann Reinhardt. Jessica Lynn Rice. Nicole Ashley Rapoli. Caitlin Marie Rigatti. Melissa Sue Reich. Tara Elaine Rinaldi. Justina Marie Rossi. Rachel Lorraine Sadowski. Kristen Ann Salvatore. Fabria Lynn Scandalari. Candace Lilliquist Scharf. Danelle L. Scharf. Kristen Lee Schreiner. Chelsea Lauren Schwartz. Dana Scotty. Sarah Jane Sexauer.
Ryan Patrick Newpaver. Kyle N. Patel. Daniel Stephen Pete. Isaac James Perry. Anthony J. Profelli. Dante Mario Prinzo. Christopher M. Radke. Matthew James Ramsey. Kevin H. Redford. Christopher P. Riley. Daniel J. Rock. Carl David Ross. Clifford Ray Rao III. Robert Ryan Ruff. Nicholas J.R. Russian. Justin Nathan Ruzicka. Matthew Samuel Sack. Scott Michael Schaefer. and Jeffrey James Shuring, Jr.
Megan Christine Shannon. Sarah Ann Schaup. Sarah Elizabeth Shue. Carrie Ellen Slavka. Danielle Alexis Smith. Elizabeth Ann Snyder. Christine N. Sopko. Karen Jeanne Sauer. Christina Ellen Stack. Sarah E. Stutz. Jessica Lee Tomamichael. Gabrielle Tremblay. Jenilyn E. Tuda. Adriana Vasquez. Karen Velstrup. Carrie Elizabeth Ware. Morgan E. Weir. Kimberly Ann Wilson. Catherine M. Winter. Erin Mary Ray. Anna Christina Yeager. Amy Zhang.
Bradley Jeffrey Schulte. Michael A. Schuley. Daniel J. Sechrist. Matthew Mark Sherwin. Stephen N. Shook. Luke J. Simmons. Namesh Kumar Singh. Jordan David Smoke. Michael T. Sinnott. Christopher Allen Tedeschi. Simon Corey Tobin. William Edwin Tobin. Richard Lee Torres II. John R. Trax. Vincent Trotnick. James Bradley Urig. Stephen James Underkoffler. Matthew Vello. Vito Villani. Michael Frank Violi.
Michael R. Weaver. Jeffrey B. Webb. Eric C. White. Howard L. Wickerham IV. Brandon J. Williamson. Michael Charles Willis. Jeffrey Walter Wadlinger. Dean David Woodward. Philip B. Rusak. Michael Stephen Yamamoto. Vasily Sulin. And Brett William Zorick.
First of all, whoever you believe in, I would like you to give them thanks for making it through the ceremony. Second of all, it's with great pride that I introduce to you our leader, Superintendent Dr. Diane Kirk.
Good evening. Tonight I will be the last one to offer congratulations to the graduates and to their families, and my best wishes to you as you move out of the shelter of your current existence to a more uncertain future. The world is waiting, class of 2001, with all of its promise, opportunity, and challenge. How will you greet it? As our guests entered the stadium this evening, most were given a copy of the lyrics to a song. That is, I Hope You Dance by Leanne Womack. I hope that is familiar to some of our graduating seniors. This song topped the music charts several months ago. No, the lyrics can't compare to the wisdom of Thoreau or the grace of Emerson. But nonetheless, this song has a simple, inspirational message. The lyrics read, I hope you never lose your sense of wonder. I hope you always keep that hunger. May you never take one single breath for granted. And when you get the choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance. The education you have received at Peters Township School District has given you a solid foundation. Step onto the dance floor now with great confidence. The lyrics beckon us to choose to experience all of life, to choose to dance. Now you may be thinking, I don't know that dance, but I'm going to look a little silly doing that. Yes, life will certainly have you out of step from time to time, but that's okay. Keep choosing to dance. Life is full of tremendous peaks. They will be thrilling and wonderful for you. Graduation this evening, perhaps graduation from college, finding a life partner, and on and on. This is when the dance is most exhilarating, so savor every moment of joy that it offers to you. During the valleys of your life, and there will be valleys, the dance may be monotonous and seemingly unending. No matter, keep dancing. To stop dancing To stop experiencing life is to die, not physically, but emotionally, spiritually, and intellectually. Though preparation is essential to success, your days on this earth are not a dress rehearsal. Each day is an opening night all of its own. Regardless of how small the ocean may make you feel, regardless of closing doors, regardless of the mountains you may fear in the distance, always choose to dance. The song tells us that life is a wheel in constant motion, always rolling us along. Who wants to look back on their years and wonder where those years have gone? Ask yourself, when you leave this world, what do you want to leave behind? What will be your legacy? And consider this as you begin transition into adult life. Living a full life means you will take some chances. For only with some risks can you be open and ready to accept the gifts that life has to offer you. So keep your passion, make your dreams happen, and every time you get the choice to sit it out or dance, graduates, I hope you dance. So, by the power vested in me, by the Peters Township Board of School Directors and the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, I now pronounce you graduates of Peters Township High School.
Ceremony's ended and you can meet your graduate on the field.